It is your girl AP, and welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, this is your girl AP, and I'm back with another health talk, health check-in, wellness. I'm doing what I do over here best. And of course, make sure you're subscribed to apyoungblog.com and follow me on my social medias, linked here all over the page and in the description box below. Today is going to be another duodenal switch, and not just duodenal switch, but weight loss surgery focused post, because I'm seeing some disturbing and some alarming trends. I spoke to it briefly on my Instagram stories, but I felt like I wanted memorialized here on this channel because it's important that we talk about some of the unhealthy things I have seen some folks do just so they could be eligible for weight loss surgery. So if you know nothing about weight loss surgery and the process, and you're just one of those people who thinks that, like, oh, you can just go get surgery, lose weight, buckle up, sit down. This is for you too. Think of it as an informative and educational moment. Depending on your insurance will determine a few factors. A, whether or not you're even eligible for weight loss surgery under your insurance. Now, for most people, that depends upon the insurance packages that their employer chooses. So while the insurance as a whole may cover or may include weight loss surgery benefits, your employer has to choose those packages. So that's the first hurdle. The other hurdle is, depending on your insurance provider, they may have some stipulations before you're even eligible for weight loss surgery, in addition to whatever the surgeon has in place. And so most often that includes anywhere from 3 to 9 months, or sometimes 12 months, honestly, of supervised nutritional visits. That is where you learn nutrition. That is where you learn all about food, how it affects your body, what types of things that you should be eating to nourish yourself and to prepare you for post-op. Who your nutritionist is, what your dietary plan is, wholly depends upon your surgeon's office. Every surgeon has maybe a blueprint, but they definitely can vary in the requirements of what they have. I know that for a fact because my nutrition plan was vastly different from other people's nutrition plans who have had duodenal switch. And in fact, depending on the surgery you've had, will also determine your nutritional requirements. However, most insurances require that you go through some type of supervised nutritional visit. Those visits are not just about nutrition, though. They also want to see that you are making an active effort to lose weight. That's right. They want you to lose weight pre-surgery. Most of the time, they say that it's because they want to get you to a safe BMI in order to operate. Every hospital has its limits on where they feel safe operating on a patient. For instance, my initial hospital was Emory DeKalb in Decatur, Georgia, and they wanted me to be at 400 pounds. The BMI they wanted me at was 60. That was their safe number. I couldn't get to 400 pounds, which is why I ended up having to get a different so I ended up having to get a different surgeon. His hospital that he operated out of, which is Northside, as far as I know, they didn't have a BMI requirement. My BMI was like 67, I think, by the time I went in for surgery. So with these supervised nutritional visits, they want to see, even if there's no BMI requirement, they may want to see you lose a little weight. They may want to see you lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. It all depends on your surgeon and what they want for you. So that's another hurdle. But now here is the kicker. While a lot of doctors are handing out surgery referrals like they are candy at a bank, there are some who just feel like you don't need surgery. You just need to learn how to eat properly and exercise. So they may not recommend the procedure that you want. They may change their mind about what type of procedure they think you need. And because of this, well, not just because of the surgeons, but also the insurance companies sometimes have a BMI requirement, meaning you must be over a certain BMI in order to even qualify, or you need to be over a certain amount of weight with comorbidities. Either way, red tape, right? So as I'm perusing some of the support groups that I'm in for weight loss surgery patients, I'm starting to see a disturbing trend. Besides the folks who want to beat the psychological evaluation, which we've talked about here on this channel, now it's gaining weight to lose the weight. You heard me say it. Gaining weight to lose the weight so that they can hit the required BMI. Let that sink in. The first time I saw it, I thought I was like tripping, and then I'm thinking like, this is a one-off. This is not something that people would actually do. And then I found out that this is something that people would do. In fact, it's a trend. In fact, some people have said their doctors have recommended them to gain weight so that they can get the surgery. And for the life of me, I cannot understand why anyone would think it's a good idea to put on weight to try to qualify for a surgery that, if you don't meet the BMI, your insurance and your surgeon don't think you need. My biggest beef with this is a lot of people feeling that they need this surgery. And oftentimes the people who I see doing this from all standpoints, when they admit that they don't have real comorbidities and they're just like, well, I just want to lose this last 50 pounds and I can't do it on my own. Y'all don't need it. Y'all don't need it. You don't need it. For those who really do need it on the merits of maybe having diabetes or some other ailment that requires weight loss surgery, definitely have your doctor appeal the decision of the insurance if they, disqualify you on the basis of BMI. But it's a dangerous game to play to try to gain weight to qualify for a surgery, and say perhaps your insurance company decides, nah, I'm still denying it, or they want you to lose weight now before you could get the surgery. It's a slippery slope, my friend, and all of this to have surgery feels really unhealthy. Some of the biggest components that I see to these arguments when I see people doing this is how much they think that this surgery is going to fix their life. And I can get why that idea might sound really appealing. It's not necessarily accurate. It's a tool. It's not a miracle cure. I will say this as many times as I possibly can on every social media platform so that people truly hear me. It's not a cure-all. It is a tool. You still have to do the work. And that's for the people who think that weight loss surgery is like this quick fix, because a lot of people make that argument. But if you have not done the work, and we talked about this in the last video and on my blog, if you have not done the work to deal with the psychological aspects of your eating, maybe disordered eating, the emotional aspects of your relationships with food, coping mechanisms to help us make healthier choices, if we have not addressed those things, having a surgery is not going to fix what's going on up here. And while having this surgery will definitely resolve some health issues, I am a walking, talking advertisement for that, it still is not a cure-all for the things that ail the mind. So if you think it's just going to magically make your life better because, oh, I'll be smaller, I'll be able to shop. And yes, I've actually seen these arguments. I want to shop in the stores everybody else gets to. It's absurd that you think cheating your way into a weight loss surgery is going to fix the bigger issues. When I see this, I often think that this is about instant gratification. This is about you thinking that if I have the surgery, it's going to magically make things better. Almost everybody I know, including myself, who had this surgery, even for those of us who waited years to get it, had instant regret because it's not fun. Recovery is not fun. Does that subside? Yes. But as I watch people who have been on the road for quite some time with their journey post-op, and they're still struggling and contending with eating things they're not supposed to, drinking things they're not supposed to, and then trying to justify it or look for somebody to support their bad habit decision making, it lets me know that like you didn't do the work prior to surgery. Like you thought that this was going to fix everything. But if you're not addressing everything, the surgery is not going to fix the parts that you won't address. There are a lot more disturbing trends when it comes to weight loss surgery. And I'm not going to address all of them here. But this is one I definitely want, if you're thinking about it, if you're considering it, please don't do anything that might possibly compromise your health or won't give you the outcome that you're looking for, because you're still rolling the dice, you know, trying to gain the appropriate amount of weight to hit this specific BMI. As hard as it may be to have to do it on your own, if the amount of weight that you want to lose is like 20 pounds, do you really think that a restrictive surgery is worth it? And that's VSG. That's on the lower end of the severity of surgeries. But when you start considering Roux-en-Y or the RNY, which is gastric bypass, or a duodenal switch, or the SADI-DS, which is a modification of the duodenal switch, like, you're asking for something really serious that you cannot reverse. Like, think about that. Then there's a whole argument of people who want the duodenal switch because it's the most extreme of the weight loss surgeries, but they really aren't large enough to need it. Like, a 250-pound person should not require the duodenal switch. That surgery used to be reserved for people who had mass amounts of weight to lose. It feels like a lot of people are saying, like, this is for health reasons, but it's being measured by vanity metrics. And I cannot tell you what goes on inside your mind. And again, what your health status is between you and your physician. But if you are considering, one of the most extreme surgeries of all of the surgeries, so that you can lose 50 pounds, please at least reconsider to VSG. At least consider for a moment that you don't need something that could potentially create long-term health problems. That is a risk that comes with the malabsorptive portions of those surgeries. And that's one I had to take. And it's one that I will have to live with this decision for the rest of my life. So please just consider all of these things before you're ready to slide onto a surgery table by cheating the system so that you can lose 20 to 50 pounds because you want to be able to shop at H&M, Wet Seal, whatever the store of your choice is. I know I can come off pretty, righteous about this, or maybe on my soapbox about it, and that's really not my intent. I really just care, because I get to converse with women every day who message me about my journey, and to hear their stories, and even in these groups when they're being so raw and so open and so transparent, it's very clear that what's going on is more than just, I want to lose weight. A lot of it has to do with internal work. You are not going to hate yourself into a new body. You're not going to hate yourself into a healthy relationship with yourself, because even if you can get to the new body, you will always contend with those demons until you address them. So before we're making major decisions about weight loss surgery, please, can I please continue to encourage you guys to pursue mental health resources. So that's it. That's all, folks. I just wanted to touch on that briefly and make sure I'm staying consistent with bringing you guys content. I'm going to continue to talk about the things. These next couple of videos, though, I want to start getting into things with thyroid health, because it's a subject that keeps coming up a lot. So I'm going to address it and try to answer some questions and try to give some information on how to get tested and to advocate for yourself, because thyroid disease, I'm finding more and more people talking about having the symptoms of, including the goiter, but a lot of pushback that they get from their primary care physician. So I want to start teaching or sharing information about how to advocate for your thyroid health. So be on the lookout for those videos coming up really soon. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.